Welcome to Life on Maui. My name is Stephen Freid, and I'm pleased to have my guest for today, someone who is an important part of our Maui culture. Dave Coennen from Maui Booksellers in Wailuku, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Before you came to Maui, you and your wife, Chella, were involved in the movie industry.
That's right.
Talk some about that.
Well, we actually, my wife has been in the film industry for over 15 years. She does props and set decorating. And when I first met her in, I think, '93, we first met. We had an opportunity to come to Hawaii the first time and work on Waterworld, which was shot on the Big Island for a year. And we really kind of wanted to get out of LA, and we felt that that would be a great opportunity. So we took the work and moved to the Big Island and worked there for a year, and that was my first entree into the film industry. She had just finished college with a degree in set design, and so that was my first experience in the film industry, and we continued that in the business. I did, and she did, on Oahu, and then back in Los Angeles after we got married in '97 here on Maui, and continued that right up until current day. Even now, my wife Chella is about to go back to LA to work on a TV show. So we still have connections.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Waterworld was a kind of legendary debacle of sorts, wasn't it?
It was. It was. It had. It was a huge budget for the day. Of course, every year another movie comes out that breaks the budget record, but it was definitely the winner that year.
Do you remember what it was?
There were hats that came out during the wrap party in Los Angeles that said 190 million. Or 190, and the back of it said days or million. And so it was right around $200 million.
Wow, and that was 1993.
94, yeah.
94.
1994, yeah. And it was an amazing boon for the economy of the Big Island and Hawaii in general. And it was quite a hoot. A lot of things happened. We had tsunami warnings. We had a set piece sink. It was a long 9 months, but it was very interesting.
And also, Chella worked on the Spielberg movie, Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. Chella really has been doing a lot of work on some big films, really kind of the pinnacle of her career. Catch Me If You Can, Red Dragon. She worked on The Island last year's summer science fiction. A lot of big films. But we were ready for another change, ready to give up Disney. I was at Disney for the last 4 years, or for the 4 years prior to moving to Maui. And we were ready to do something a little different and take a step back from the industry and try to make more of a contribution to society and to a community. And so we decided to come back to Maui. We visit often over the years while we were working.
You came to Maui originally in 1997 to get married?
Chella's godparents live here on Maui, as so does my brother. He's lived here for a number of years, and so we came to Maui to get married, and we honeymooned in New York after we got married.
That's a reversal.
That's a reversal, yes,
that's a
indeed.
Reversal.
But it was a lot of fun. Our wedding was great. We'll always remember our wedding. We were just looking through our book the other day, and it was a wonderful time at a beautiful home in Maui Meadows. And
that's where your wedding was? It wasn't your beach wedding?
Oh no, it was at her godparents' home up in Maui Meadows, and it was quite, so an Italian villa almost up there, so it was quite nice. It was beautiful. But we went back to the mainland after that because we really wanted to further our careers. And up until about 2004, it had gone far enough. And we were back here again in Maui visiting in July of 2004 and trying to figure out what we could do and to move here and make a contribution. And that's when we came up with Maui Booksellers.
Yeah.
Which is our shop.
So how did you come to create Maui Booksellers? What were the seed ideas that led to that?
Well, we're very much political activists and big readers.
Right wing, I guess.
Oh yes, no. We're definitely. I proudly call myself a liberal. I think we're called progressives now because of the word liberal isn't exactly well taken nowadays. But yeah, I'm a liberal. I'm a progressive. We became very politically active after the 2000 election, and even more so after 2001. So we were in Makawao and going in boutique after boutique, and I was trying to find the bookstore, and I saw a sign at Dragon's Den that said books, and I went in, and they had 2 shelves, and I inquired. I said, "Where's the bookstore?" And I couldn't find an independent bookstore on Maui. So we got excited, and I guess we've been called idealists, and we wanted to make a difference. We'd been doing a lot of political activity in LA and in San Francisco, and it really just was very frustrating, and we wanted to do something that made a difference in a community and that we could actually see. And I think we've been achieving that, or begun to achieve that over the last year. We've been open for a little over a year in Wailuku.
And why Wailuku? Why did you choose Wailuku?
We looked in Paia, we looked in Makawao, and Wailuku really it's a town that is sort of, I guess, the last frontier on Maui, people have said, as far as development goes. It's really still old Wailuku, old Maui.
Yeah.
And
it's a town. It's an actual
town.
Town.
It's the seat of power. It's where the county seat is. All the political activity goes on there. All of the candidates for mayor have their offices down there, or a lot of them do anyway. There's the newspapers are down there. Maui Time is down there. Honolulu Advertiser has an office there. The Star Bulletin. So it really is central Maui, and it's downtown. And we're sort of a radical bookstore, and they fit very nicely in a downtown environment.
How would you? In what way? How do you see yourself as a radical bookstore?
Well, as I say, we are progressive. We're very liberal. We have very strong opinions sometimes, and we express them, which sometimes gets us into some trouble. But we've always been that way, and we really felt that a downtown bookstore, kind of everywhere you go. If you go to in LA, some of the best independents are right downtown in the heart of the city. And that's really what Wailuku is to us. And it was like a platform for us to get our message out and get the message out of other progressive politicians and speakers and issues, social justice issues. We do a lot around working with different sovereignty groups as far as getting their message out, talking about reinstating the Hawaiian Kingdom, and just we're trying to be a hub and a place where people can come and congregate and gather and talk about issues of the day and social justice issues, environmental issues, and really make it a soapbox for people, which is sort of how the Poetry Slam has manifested and turned into a place where people flock to hear very artistic, opinionated poetry.
It's phenomenal. I've been to 3 of them. And they're very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Very entertaining, wide range of people get up.
Mm-hmm.
How do you advertise it? How do people, is it word of mouth? How's it been?
Well, we don't have a real big advertising budget. So we do a lot of guerrilla marketing, and it's really word of mouth. The impetus for the Poetry Slams, to be quite honest, I didn't know what a Poetry Slam was before I got here, and I'm from Los Angeles.
Huh.
And poetry slamming apparently has been around for a long time. So a local artist in Wailuku, Pat Masamoto, who has a gallery in town there, very supportive of the store, and she said, I used to do something called a Poetry Slam, which really brought a lot of people to my gallery. And so she told us what they were, and we did our very first one at our grand opening party. And we had 50 people come to this Poetry Slam, which is basically a Poetry Slam is a spoken word competition. It's the melding of performance and poetry. And it has its roots in the Black Panther Party, the coffee houses of the 60s, very highly politically charged. It's continued throughout the years. Slamming became a national competition in the mid-90s. HBO has a very popular show called Deaf Poetry Jam, which is very similar to the style that you'll find at a lot of poetry slams.